I didn't know you were in Venice for 3 years.
Yeah. My wife went out there. And it was fun. I went to like a. You guys ever Burning Man? You guys ever go to?
No, I mean,
No.
Lucky.
I'd love to drop a cage around it, kill everybody.
I feel like everybody, like you get like an initiation where you get sucked into shithole LA life, and it is total dog shit. But it's funny to see. It was funny in 13, 14, 15, 16. I was up there.
sure.
Yeah, it was gay. I didn't get an arrow tattoo or anything. But.
That's like stuff you want to like take a peek at when you're not from there. But I think I reacted so much against those people growing up there that I'm like, now I'll just never go to Coachella or Burning Man.
You see people now like loading up their G-Wagons like it's the Beverly Hillbillies, like traveling across the country.
Yeah.
Roughing it, trying to keep their pussy clean.
Yeah.
Yuck.
They all got caught in a bit like a big flood or something. Like,
Yeah. God like Mad Max them.
It's like, you guys are
Silly Billy.
It's like in the sky. You guys are total.
Silly Billy.
Yeah, it's fair though, because I mean the aesthetic is about a 9-year-old aesthetic, which is the worst amount of years to be like out of style. Like 7 to 14 is the worst, the bad years of any subculture. They haven't moved on yet, and they're 40 now. So like,
are you talking about like the MGMT like dress up with the bandanas and just do the like
be a wolf?
Yeah,
Chris, remind me to listen to MGMT.
Sam's gonna be like a Burning Man like this summer. Watching girls do drugs with crow's feet is depressing.
Yeah, right.
That's
Like you knew the girl when she was like cutie yoga girl. Now she hasn't moved on, but she's got like crow's feet. Like you're fucking 41. You were older than me. You're 41 now.
Now you need the drugs.
Yeah.
Now it's not for fun now.
Now you need different drugs. Heroin.
Yeah. You need a lot of it.
Yeah, because you're looking rough. Like it's that shit. Like that's
nice.
I saw a girl getting eaten out at like 7:30 in the morning in a tent by a water fountain. I like went to go get water in my water bottle, like the water spring, and I looked like in the tent, and there's just like a guy with like eating a pussy, and I stayed there obviously for like too long, and I was like, holy shit,
Like 45 seconds.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? The water's like overflowing out of my jug, and I was like, ew. Like you think about it, like we've been here for 3 days, like you're eating gangrene out of like a yoga instructor's like pussy and that, but it was awesome. He was like looking at me, like realizing I was watching, like went back. I was like, good for you, buddy.
Is that Prince Harry on the right there? Who's that?
Yeah.
Is that a celeb?
Looking manly than ever. You did a humiliation ritual by going to Burning Man?
Glitter is a no-no because it agitates the glands. Sequins are frowned upon.
You
Gosh.
should go there with all the things they hate.
Yeah. We should go there and just have
Glitter
big,
guns.
big confetti.
I guess eventually the counterculture thing will be like they'll go there wearing like business suits and stuff, like combed hair, like looking like Mad Men characters. Right?
Yeah, looking like American Psycho types.
Yeah, they can't dress up like like fucking like Comanche, like Indians,
slutty Comanches.
forever.
Well, when Black Rock City forms the full circle, I think the power that's going to come out of it is like the opposite, the upside down of the Independence Day weapon. Like when that thing goes full circle.
It's like a fart. Oh, they're up there. They're north. That's where weird stuff happens.
Is it a portal?
Oh, something like that. It's probably on a ley line. It's probably in the same ley line that Columbine's on.
Is it on a ley line? That'd
Probably.
I would love to hear some fucking fat retard talk about that from Colorado. Some history teacher from Colorado.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is. It's just teachers that are like incels. Like when you go to these things, like we were next to this girl who was dressed as an archer. No.
Well, according to these people, Chris, everything's on a ley line. They just draw it wherever they feel like. A bunch of liars.
Here we go.
Yeah. It's on it. It's on there.
Wow.
That's where you get an earful for 2 hours. But I was like, who are you? They're like, oh, I'm a teacher. Where are you from? Chicago. I flew here by myself. Really? She was fucking a guy who was dressed as Robin Hood all weekend. They were 40. I was 30. And you could they would fuck outside on the couch and you could see them. It was like, what a weird thing. Like they were both single. Very good looking people too. Like nines.
But like losers.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out as being good looking. Like they still suck. Yeah.
Yes.
Couldn't be me, man. I couldn't like fuck on a couch in the middle of the field.
Oh, you fucking a retard. like a hot retard. Like a girl has like an 83 IQ.
And you go back and teach geography.
with chlamydia. Yeah, it's an embarrassing reality.
Yeah, couldn't be me, man. I'm old fashioned. I just do missionary. I just lay down
You're like a Japanese.
and close my eyes.
There's so much honor.
Lay down and close.
I do this as my wife gets undressed. I do this and lay down on the ground.
Are you naked? I wouldn't know. That's what I love about you. Yeah, no, this adult playground shit is. You guys don't ever get tired of like living in LA? Like I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Well, that's why we don't really like. Circle's really small. And like we just don't really see any people that we don't want to see. Sometimes you go out and you happen to run into people and it's like it's weird, but
it kind of fuels my hate. Like I just take a drive down through my neighborhood and I'm like, God, they're at it again. And I just go home and rant.
I think that's a valuable thing. I think you have to be agitated by where you live.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get too sort of soft.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. People become pretty fucking boring when like they just like I'm in Florida now and everybody's conservative and it's great and they're just like me and I don't know. It's fun to be a little pissed off where you are.
Echo Chambery in Florida would be.
You got it if you're a comedian.
LA though is like a special sort of. I've been saying like there's like a big progression back to LA now because it's like it's so. Oh, New York's better. New York's better. Then you go to New York and you're like New York's a fucking dump. Like there's fucking homeless people everywhere. The quality of life is so low. It's so expensive. I'm like, what's the yield here? Like, what am I missing? Your apartment sucks and it's expensive as shit.
Moving to New York now feels like insane. Like you might be crazy if you're moving to New York.
Yeah, you'll get an earful though from your fucking rich friends.
It's because like bars are open till 4 a.m. and you could go there and like eat like shit and kind of look like shit, but you keep convincing yourself because you're walking so much, like you're doing fine.
This is all good.
Yeah.
Eat like shit. Look like smoke cigarettes in a bar. Like that was a big bragging point for my friends. They're like, we can smoke inside this bar. I'm like,
they fucking think they're the city. They talk about the city like
they adopted it.
Yeah.
They think it's them. They think they're the buildings.
Yeah. They think they built the buildings. Yeah.
I think they did it.
Yeah.
Well, they had this time. My uncle had this tiny little diamond factory.
Yeah.
Teensy little jewelry factory. Everybody made fun of him.
And they like want to get killed by a schizophrenic guy and then hope their friends like don't press charges.
Well, I was at Action Bronson's house during Passover talking about which Seinfeld episode was my favorite.
I love the Chinese restaurant one. What do you guys think?
I can't fucking stand any like it's honestly unbelievable. How many times is Jerry Seinfeld going to do a Cars? Like everybody's going to allow him to rip him off.
No, I mean,
I don't know.
He's like talking about like woke culture, like ruining comedy. Like, what the? When were you ever crazy?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You couldn't say the N-word in the B movie? Like, what? What happened?
He's also been doing the same act since like '93, so it's like he doesn't have anything new to say. There's no new jokes that he's even written that people. I can't imagine people at colleges are standing up.
I was killing a stinking
human.
He goes over one with it. I was shining my Jesus.
Human.
Shining my shoes and I killed him.
What's the deal with all this
Human.
blood on my shoes? What? My friend's daughter was so hot
Trevor,
with her big tits.
bleep all that,
Shoshana. What? Sam, come back. Are you going to bring me a pair of Shoshana Lowenstein's underwear? What? That's my favorite. My favorite thing is Jerry's. I don't get it, man. I really.
Was that the 17-year-old? Big tits, right?
Big fat tits.
Oh, Shoshana. Yeah.
That's she
with
has
the big jumbo yums.
She has a clothing company now. Oddly enough,
Mm.
that tough life. Tiny little clothing company. Everybody made fun of me at the Polo Club. Everybody at the Polo Club was making fun of me.
Yeah.
My tiny little diamond factory. Yeah, I know. She's a fun one.
Can you really like imagine people standing up, like college kids stand up at Jerry Seinfeld shows? They go, "Hey, don't say that about orange juice, you cocksucker, you asshole,
you pig."
It's never like anything of substance. He's always like, remember Cracker Jacks? You got the gift. Everybody wanted the gift. They didn't care about the Cracker Jacks. Like, and someone's like, hey, what the fuck, dude? Fuck you, dude. Like standing up, two middle fingers, like, fuck you at. No one's walking. I don't know what is affecting him.
Shoshana Lowenstein's husband's the only guy that's got a fucking dog in this fight.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
It's just
my wife when she was 17 years old. And maybe he'd be, remember that, like, he could be as mad as Larry David would when he was fake mad at Alan Dershowitz inside the Gelsons.
Oh, right.
Remember when they had their fake fight?
In Nantucket.
Yeah. The
Oh,
Nantucket
Martha's
Gelsons.
Vineyards. There's trouble in paradise.
Yeah.
In Martha's Vineyard.
He's like,
Alan, I know what you did.
Alan, you hung out with Trump. You can fuck kids, but you hung out with Trump.
Disgusting.
He was mad for his like association with like Mike Pompeo or something like that.
Oh, I thought it was literally like, oh, Alan Dershowitz, you went to Epstein Island. I thought he came clean. I'm like, oh, you fucked kids on Epstein Island.
I think the thing I read, I remember,
I'm
maybe
wrong.
I'm wrong, but that was what was the irony
That's
of
a
it, was
funny
that
part of it.
He was
You
going
thought
off
he was
on
mad.
him for associating with Trump, not Epstein's Island.
You went to the island.
Yeah.
You're a pedophile.
No,
like
I
you thought
didn't.
that's what happened, but he just goes, I can't believe you would associate with Mike Pompeo. How? Like in the produce section at Martha's Vineyard, just getting steamed.
getting mad at
Meanwhile, he's like, there's child skulls like buried in the sand. in
Yeah,
this
he's
island.
holding them on his hands while he's talking to them. And he's supposed to like disregard the fact that because Alan Dershowitz
He had like a terrarium of children that he like fucked
it was 15 feet tall. It was like 9 feet wide with kids trying to find it was like
under a red light.
yeah. He was growing them, growing their fucking organs. But Alan Dershowitz did the worst of it. What's Alan Dershowitz's worst offense?
Like what they got him on is that he was just getting massages from girls, and he was like, I didn't even know any of this was going on and whatnot. From what I know, I don't think he didn't cop to anything about fucking
No,
kids,
no,
right?
he's a good lawyer,
yeah.
especially for when it's about him.
Yeah, he's like, watch
defending
this
himself.
trick.
Like, yeah, I've been waiting my whole life for
I've been
this.
practicing.
He somehow knows how to.
Thank God I'm a lawyer.
Because I'm a pedophile.
Yeah, that's pedophile body armor. Being a lawyer.
I'm a serial pedophile. Good thing I know the law.
IDDQD. He's got the blood code on Doom, the weapons code. God damn.